What up, YouTube? Team Movies here. Since he's in the new Ryan Johnson directed film Knives Out, which I just saw today, but I'll get my review once I'm done with this video. Since now the movie has a big cast, like you got people like Chris Evans, Daniel Craig, but one actor who's in this is actor Micah Shannon, Micah Shannon I think is a very underrated actor. There are some people who know who Michael Shannon is, but then there are like other people who never really heard of the guy. And the guy's been some pretty decent stuff over the years, and to me he's a really good and very underappreciated actor. So with that being said, here is my 10 favorite Michael Shannon movies. All right, coming in at number 10, it's a film called Premium Rush. Now, the film stars Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who plays this law school graduate who ends up dodging the bar with his low responsibility, and he's also a bike messenger. And so he goes to a very this movie is Premium Rush is one really fun flick. He goes crazy length as a bike messenger, and the bike scenes are pretty crazy. But anyway, here you got Micah Shannon, who plays this corrupt cop, who is trying to get a package that was left by Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character. So yeah, it becomes like a cat and mouse type game. And Premium Rush is loads of fun. I mean, Micah Shannon, he can play the bad guy really well, and there are there's a couple of movies in this list where he does play the bad guy, and yeah, he's really great. The scenes where he's trying to get Levin's character is pretty intense. The bike scenes here are pretty cool to watch. Yeah, really fun film. If you guys haven't really seen Premium Rush, go check it out. It's really good. Alright. And cool stunts too. Anyway, coming in at number 9, it's a film for Take Shelter. Now this film was directed by Jeff Nichols, and Micah Shannon and Jeff Nichols have worked together loads of times, and I mean, they've done lots of movies together. And in the film Take Shelter, Micah Shannon plays this father and husband whose happy home life ends up being disturbed by a series of frightening apocalyptic visions, and so he's trying to save take shelter with his wife, played by Jessica Chastain, and other kids. And it's a really remarkable film. I mean, he tries to set out to build a storm shelter to protect his family from the apocalypse. Micah Shannon and Jessica Chastain were both remarkable in this movie. Jeff Nichols, I mean, they've done loads of other movies together, but this is probably my favorite collaboration of the two. It's a really good movie. If you guys never seen Take Shelter, go check it out. It's really good. Very intense at times, but yeah, great performances by Shannon and Chastain. Alright. Coming in at number 8, it is Revolutionary Road. Now, this film was directed by Sam Mendes, who also had that new movie 1917 coming out pretty soon, and I'm really looking forward for that. And in this, Shannon plays this mathematician who was recently declared insane, and it's also a movie about a rocky relationship between Leo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet's character. I mean, this was actually the first movie they've done since Titanic, or I should say, first movie they've done together. I should say. But yeah, Revolutionary Road is one really great film. Very underrated too. I mean, it's really a movie that no one barely talked about since it was released. I mean, you also got Kathy Bates was in this. Some really great players, and Shannon's character is very unhinged. He's a really messed up character, but he really perfectly embodies the dark, troubled character here. And yeah, if you guys haven't really seen Revolutionary Road, it's a really tragically underrated flick. Alright. Coming in at number 7, it's the film Bug. Now, this is a horror thriller that got released in 2007. And it was directed by William Friedkin, who also gave us the Exorcist. You got Ashley Judd, Harry Connick Jr., which was a little bit odd to see Harry Connick Jr. in a horror film like this. But the film is based on a play of the same name, and Shannon also started in like the play version that the movie is based on. And here he plays this war veteran who has delusionals that the government is placing bugs in his body and all. And so you got Ashley Judd, who plays this woman named Angus, who ends up having a relationship with Shannon's character, and there's they're all creepy bugs in bodies in this. It also takes place at like a creepy down deserted motel. Really messed up, crazy flex. I mean, this movie will make you not want to look at bugs the same way. I mean, yeah, like loads of bugs and bodies in this. But it's a really good one. I mean, it's also pretty underrated too. Like, the movie got released in 2007, and not many people really talk about Bug, but it's a really good horror. Like, if you guys haven't really seen it, go check it out. Really good and very, very underrated. Alright. Coming in at number 6, it is The Runaway. Now, this movie stars Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning, who plays these two rebellious teenagers. Of course, Stewart plays Joan Jett, while Fanning plays Sherry Carey, who ends up forming the front woman, for the band The Runaways. And you've got Micah Shannon, who plays their manager, Kim Fowley. And Micah Shannon as the band manager in here was really cool to watch. I mean, his on-screen dynamic interaction between Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning was pretty great. Dakota Fanning and Kristen Stewart both, and this was really decent. I mean, Kristen Stewart at Joan Jett was she really embodied the role of Joan Jett. And I mean, of course, the character of Kim is based on a real life person. Like, it's actually based on the actual manager here. And yeah, The Runaways is a really terrific movie. If you guys haven't really seen it, definitely go check that one out. And Shen as Kim Valley that was really cool casting right there. All right, coming in at number 5, it is the film 99 Homes. Now the movie ends up being set amidst the backdrop of the 2008 housing market, and you've got Andrew Garfield, who plays this young man named Dennis Dash, who's this hardworking and honest man who ends up being convicted from his home by this real estate shark named Mike Carver, played by Michael Shannon. And so that way, Nash ends up trying to get back on his feet. He has to do some similar stuff that Mike is doing by convicting people from their homes. Now the movie was directed by this director named Ramin Ben Randy. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He recently directed Shannon and Mike B. Joy in that movie, Fahrenheit 451 film that was on HBO not so long ago. That was not good for me, yeah. But 99 Homes was terrific. Andrew Garfield, he was pretty good. I mean, come on, you had the movie alone had Spider-Man and General Zod in this. What more can you ask for there? You also had Laura Dern, which was great. Really intense moments between Garfield and Shen. You also had this actor named Noah Lomax was in this. You also had Clancy Brown. Some really great performances. Like, if you guys never seen 99 Homes, it's really terrific. All right, now coming in at number 4, it is a film for the Iceman. Now, this I think this is probably Shannon's best performance in years, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I was to do his best performances, this movie will literally be number one. Because I know he was magnificent in this movie. I mean, it is based on inspired events, and, as far as, this notorious killer named Richard Kalinske, played by Shannon, who ends up killing more than 100 men here. And he's also even a devout husband and father. But man, this movie was crazy. Besides Shannon, you also had you had a Winona Ryder who played Shannon's on-screen wife. Winona Ryder was great in this. You had James Franco, Chris Evans, who him and Shannon appeared together in Knives Out. So nice to see a little Iceman reunion there. David Schwimmer was in this. You even had Aaron Cummings, Aaron Cummings is I just want to say that. Aaron Cummings is just awesome. Anyway, you also had Stephen Dorff, Ray Liotta, some really great cast members in this. And I mean, this is the life of a actual killer. And Richard Kalinske, he goes from a mob to just a straight code actual killer. I mean, he goes from becoming like Henry Hill to becoming like Jeffrey Dahmer or Charles Manson. He was one messed up dude. But still, Shannon really played the creepy aspect of Shannon was great. He was terrific. If you guys never really seen the Iceman, give it a go. To me, it's his best performance in my opinion. All right. Now, coming in at number 3. It is The Shape of Water. Now, here you got Mike Shannon who plays like the bad guy in this, and another great bad guy portrayal that Shannon does here. And the movie, of course, won the Oscar for Best Picture. Come on, it's a movie about. It's a weird premise, but it works well. It's a film about the relationship, like a romance between a janitor, played by Sally Hawkins, and a fish, like a human-like fish, played wonderfully by Doug Jones. And here you got Michael Shannon who plays this character who's really trying to kill and take down this amphibian creature. And Shannon's character is named Strickland, who works as the head of the ocean aerospace. And he ends up discovering the humanoid creature, and he's trying to kill it and so that thing doesn't kill people. And the movie takes place during the Cold War, so there's that too. Shape of Water is it's a terrific movie. Of course, won the Oscar for Best Picture. Great performance. I believe Shannon got an Oscar nomination, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta double check that. But Shannon was magnificent in this movie. Sally Hawkins was great. You also had Octavia Spencer. You also had Laura Lee Smith, who played Shannon's on-screen wife. She was great. Some really terrific players. If you guys ever seen The Shape of Water, give it a go. It's a really terrific movie. All right, coming in at number 2, it is Nocturnal Animals. Now, I believe Shannon also scored an Oscar nomination for this, if I'm not mistaken. And in it was directed by Tom Ford, who's of course a fashion designer, and stars Amy Adams, who plays this woman who ends up receiving a manuscript from her ex-husband, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, and there's also a scene where her husband also ends up and it's where this where Jake Gyllenhaal's characters his characters wife and kids ends up getting killed, and so you got Micah Shannon. Oh, I always keep calling him Micah Shannon for some reason. You got Micah Shannon who plays the sheriff who's trying to take down the guys responsible for doing the murders. And you had Angie, not Angie Garfield, Aaron Taylor Johnson who plays like the bad guy here. Now, for some reason, Aaron Taylor Johnson didn't even get an Oscar nomination for. I'm trying. Yeah, for some reason, he never got an Oscar nomination for this, which still bogs me. I mean, the guy actually won a Golden Globe for this performance, but didn't really get an Oscar nomination. I always find that to be weird. But Michael Shannon was magnificent in this movie. Amy Adams was great. Jake Gyllenhaal was terrific. You also had Isa Fisher. Some really great players. It is based on a book. It's pretty intense at times. Yeah, if you guys ever seen Nocturnal Animals, it's a terrific film. All right, now my number one favorite Michael Shannon movie of all time is literally, I'm not kidding, it's literally going to Man of Steel. I mean, him as the role of General Zod. Of course, we had Marlon Brando, of course, played General Zod one time, and Michael Shannon really uplifted that. Him as Zod I thought was remarkable casting. Of course, you had Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, who of course was in Nocturnal Animals with Shannon. The movie was directed by Zack Snyder, who did a great job at directing this movie. Yeah, Man of Steel is. There are literally people who think this is a masterpiece. I mean, it's not a masterpiece in my opinion, but it's still a remarkable film. It's very dark, like a very darker take on the Superman saga. Henry Cavill, he's just a great Superman. I mean, it's a shame we're probably not going to see him as Superman anymore, but still, he was great. And Michael Shannon, him playing the bad guy was, him as Zod, I just really thought was remarkable. And now we did get to see him back as Zod a little bit, but it was mainly of course, he ended up popping up back as Zod in a Batman vs Superman, but it was only for being used for a dead body, which, wow, playing a dead body, I mean, that's not, I mean, an actor coming at you just playing a dead body, that's kind of cool, actually. But anyway, yeah, Shen, definitely a really great portrayal of Zod. Now, it's going to be curious to see who they're going to get to play General Zod in the near future. I mean, obviously, we're not, Michael Shannon's probably not going to play the role anymore, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what other actors could probably portray Zod as much as, as good as Shannon did. But yeah, Man of Steel is hand down. To me, it's his best work. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 10, Premium Rush. 9, Take Shelter. 8, Revolutionary Road. 7, Bug. 6, The Runaways. 5, 99 Homes. 4, The Iceman. 3, The Shape of Water. 2, Nocturnal Animals. And 1 is Man of Steel. Now, Shannon has been in loads of other stuff over the years. Let me pull up his trailers. He was just seen in The Current War not so long ago. He's worked with Jeff Nichols in other movies like Midnight Special, Loving. He was also in that not so good movie, 12 Strong, which I want to like. But, yeah. He was pretty great in 8 Miles, where he played like Eminem's stepfather, if you want to look at it that way. He popped up in Kangaroo Jack, who remember that one with Jerry O'Connell in it. Pearl Harbor he appeared in. He was really great in Night Before, with Seth Rogen and Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Anthony Mackie. I mean, that movie was really fun. He appeared in Bad Boys 2. He also appeared in another Jeff Nichols movie called Mud. Really underrated gem. Alright. Let's see. He was also in that Hilary Swank movie, What They Had. He played Elvis in Elvis and Nixon with Kevin Spacey. He was in this film called Pirarsville, Frank and Lola. He was in that movie World Trade Center with Nick Cage. He was in a movie called Let's Go to Prison. Machine Gun Preacher he was in. Free Hell, which had Steve Carell and Julianne Moore in it. He was in a movie called Wolves. He was in that horrible Jonah Hex film. Vanilla Sky. High Crimes. Before the Devil Knows He's Dead. I mean, dang. That guy's been... Boy. I always thought that Mike Shannon had his major start in the early 2000s or late 90s, but man, he's been around for years. hey, good to know because the guy he's just a man. But anyway, and hopefully he'll actually win an Oscar. I mean, he's been nominated, but haven't really won an Oscar yet. So he's definitely in the category of best actor without an Oscar. So what maybe around the Oscars, I'll probably do a list of my 10 favorite actors without an Oscar, and Mike Shannon will definitely be in that list. But anyway, let me leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite Mike Shannon movies? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Team Movie signing off.